Hi guys. I kind of just wrote this, but I also wanted to get it out of my system. Not that it's bad, but that I wanted to share it with you because this was a moment for me. November 14th, 2025, 10:04 p.m., which was like a half hour ago by this point. I just watched the new Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro's version. Absolutely wondrous, no notes. Guys, go watch that movie. It's freaking fantastic. If you liked the book, you'll like it. That was more true to the book than any other Frankenstein movie there is. I'm sorry. There is no, it's alive scene. Stop. I remembered through all of it. By the way, this might not have a lot of extra commentary because I feel like it's kind of pointless because I say a lot in the writing anyway. Gosh, my hair looked good before I started caring about it, and now I messed it up. Such is life. I read it for the first time in 8th grade. I loved it because it was me. I was the creature. I was outcast. I was hated simply for existing as myself. When I took the blame, I could say nothing to defend myself. I knew it wasn't true, but from the outside looking in, that was all they saw. I was a monster. I was 12. But it really struck me at the end of the movie. Spoilers. If you have read the book, if you haven't read the book or watched the movie, you probably shouldn't be watching this anyway. I'm gonna spoil it for you. Victor is on his deathbed, and the creature wants nothing more, or wants nothing but to die. Victor says, "Forgive me." And after all of it, all the pain, all the guilt, all the shame, all the anger, all the hatred, the creature forgives. He forgives. How? I don't remember all the names and faces of everyone who hurt me. The only way I can think of it is this. Victor is so close to death. The creature wants nothing more than it. The creature has tried so hard to find a companion, to solve it with rage, to simply be free in death. But Victor, the man who gave him life, asks forgiveness as he fades away. And he forgives. Life has given me so many things so close to whatever solution to my suffering I had currently devised. I have been so angry. I have been so close to love. I have been so close to death. And yet I never seemed to get what I wanted. Life now is asking me to forgive it. And I will. And I do. I forgive it all as it comes back to me. Side note, that's a line from Sun Bleached Flies by Ethel King, which you should listen to because it's really great. In the final scene, he faces the sun, which Dad pointed out to be the place where it all began, in the light and alone. And a tear rolls down his face, and it ends. And presumably he is happy. Why? How? The suffering does not end because we chose to forgive all that brought it about. In fact, maybe the suffering didn't end for him at all. But for my sake, I would like to believe that it does. The suffering ends in its own way when we cease to resent it and understand it as a condition. The suffering ends at forgiveness because it is no longer the enemy. Because when the sun hits your face the morning after you killed yourself, you, for a brief moment, Do not suffer. There is no pain. There's only the sun and you. And in this moment, this millisecond of letting go, created by and is this moment, this millisecond of letting go, created by forgiveness, not the closest thing to getting what you wanted, closer than the suffering begotten by suffering you have tried so many times. It is 10:27 p.m. and life, I forgive you. I forgive all of it. And I love you. So, as you can see, that movie really moved me, which is why they call it a movie, because it moves you. Sorry, that wasn't funny at all. It was funny to me, that's why I said it. As far as I can remember, 7th grade was possibly the worst year of my life. It bled into 8th grade, of course, because when you're in middle school, you can't really escape that. My name was used as an insult. I couldn't do anything without somebody getting a chuckle out of it. I literally could not exist without being some kind of sick joke. Without being sick and without being a joke. But I continue to live. I continue to suffer, obviously. The suffering does not end, fortunately. It does not end on its own. I should really not show the logo of the freaking high school. The suffering does not end just because you forgive it, but it doesn't end if you don't forgive it either. The only thing that changes, the only difference between forgiving it and not forgiving it is the choice to either live and resent it forever and let it define you and let it become you and let death become you and let this anger and guilt and shame and horror become you. Or you can let it go. It will not end. Forgiving does nothing, objectively speaking. But it does do something for you. It gives you the chance to be at peace. It gives you a moment to breathe when you stop making your life, your own life, your enemy. Your life is not your enemy. You are not your enemy. The suffering is not your enemy. There are no enemies. There are no enemies. There are only enemies if you deliberately choose not to forgive the pain. That is how enemies are created, is if you deliberately choose not to forgive. If you asked me to name any of the people who harassed me in middle school, I probably couldn't. When we cease to recognize all of our suffering as being others, we recognize our suffering as another person. The cause of the suffering becomes the suffering. So, doesn't forgiving the cause of the suffering also forgive the suffering then, if we've blended those two together? I don't feel the need to personally forgive everybody who ever made me feel hurt in my life. I barely know who they are. They probably barely know who I am. They probably don't remember that at all. I remember it. And I'm choosing to let go of it, not to forget it. I won't forget it. It's part of my life. It happened. I can't just erase it, but I can stop being it. I can stop being my 12-year-old self who hated everything because everything hated them. You don't have to be there forever. It's easier to stay there because by now, you're used to it. I'm not going to pretend like that's not easier. Because me saying, just forgive everything that caused your suffering is stupid and will not change your life in any way. But it did help mine, realizing this. I realized that suffering is not a tangible thing that has to weigh you down all the time. That everything that ever hurt you doesn't have to live inside of you forever. Nothing is forever. I mean, unless you're Buddhist, then suffering, I guess, is eternal. But not in this moment. The moment is eternal. The present is eternal. We are always in the present. I think. I don't know anything about fourth dimensional physics or how time moves or whatever. This moment is eternal. You will always be in the current moment. You will never be in the past. You will never be in the future. You will always be right here, right now. So, should not this ache that has been plaguing the present moment for every moment we've ever lived in, for this eternal moment that we are living in constantly, should not that suffering just, lest we forgive it, it will be eternal. Anything that we deliberately do not let go of becomes eternal. I'm at peace with it. I don't hold it against any of them. I was probably a bitch in middle school too. But I'm at peace with it. I don't have to care about it all the time. I don't have to let it be me. I don't have to let myself be it. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents. Oh. Wait, we're not making pennies anymore. That's just my nickel about the new Frankenstein movie. You should watch it. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I don't think I can have a song for this one, so